What up, what up, what up? 6 Degrees, Chef Dog Millionaire in the house, coming to you live from Philadelphia via our 6 Degrees satellite link. Hey, it is 5 weeks in the books. We're talking about week 6 here. Listen, teams are starting to shape into the true form. We got some really exciting stuff going on this season. Still have an undefeated team. Team Momo, still defeated all the way through. Let's change that team name. Hey, anyway, a lot of stuff to talk about. Special guest, you're getting a double dose of the commish, Kev. Kelsey's joining the show. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's not wait any longer. Let's get after it. All right, so this is our week 5 review. Let's go over, see what happened last week. A lot of close games, a lot of close battles here between us, and let's see where you guys ended up. So, of course, where are we going to start off? My matchup, man. It was Sensimon versus formerly known as Saved by the Bell. Look at that, 137.64 against a 130.14. Teddy Bridgewater getting me 23, 24 points. Jay Allen underperforming for Rob, only 17 points coming out of Allen. You had Miles Sanders with 27, but look at that. I shipped Singletary, secret agent Singletary, over to Rob's team. Look at that, 4.3 points. Good job, Singletary, getting me the win this week. Hey, we still got some question marks. Rob finally getting Bell going to Kansas City. That's some pretty exciting stuff. So I take the win in that one. Rob takes the loss. We're both sitting 2-3. Moving on to the next matchup here. The greatest of all times. A lot of chatter from greatest of all times going against Make America Gronk again. Look at that. Greatest of all times loses 126 to a 113. That's a 13-point drop. Mahomes tried to help him out. That's 31 points coming out of Mahomes. But look at that. Ayoku getting 7.4 points, 5.6 out of McLaren. Stephon Diggs getting marked 21.6 points. Not to mention DeAndre Hopkins, 26 points on his own. Man, that is some really good points coming out of Mark's team, and he takes that much-needed win. Excited to see what he said on the rant line today, because that was a huge win after the way Zach mouthed off to him. So good win there for Mark. He goes 4-1. Moving on to the next matchup. This one was for the emoji. You had Rocky's Red Rocket going against Miles ahead of you. This came down to the final day. It was pretty exciting stuff here. But Miles ahead of you gets a much-needed win. He goes 2-3, 146 to a 127.2. Look at that. He threw in Herbert, streamed him coming out of Los Angeles Chargers, 29.3 points. Lamar Jackson with a soft 13.5 points. This might be the real Lamar Jackson for all we know. 13.5 coming out of Lamar. Montgomery getting 18.9. Moore trying to get 22, but it just wasn't enough. A.J. Brown with 22 points. DeAndre Slayton with 22 points. And then look at that. Defense is tied at 9 points apiece. So, big win there for Miles ahead of you. And Kevin drops to a brutal 1-8. All right, moving on to the next matchup. You had Women Do It Better versus Hans Yolo. That's our leading team, now sitting 5-0. That's a 128 against a really, really brutal 74-73 coming out of Women Do It Better. Prescott, that's a tough ankle injury. She went ahead and she picked up, the old red rifle Andy Dalton for the Cowboys quarterback there. But 13 coming out of Prescott. Hines getting her 5.3. Her team is just not looking good. And look at Andy's team. He puts up a 127. He should have lost this week. There's no way he wins this one if he goes up against anybody else. But he goes against one of our weakest teams, and he squeaks a win with a 128. So, big win there for Hans Yolo. He's sitting 5-0. All right, moving on to the next matchup. You had Show Me Your TDs going against Lynchburg Lynx. Look at that, 125.76 against a 122.76. That's just a 3-point difference. Roethlisberger, who we got from Chris's team there, 21.36 points. Brady with a measly 14.22. Jacobs getting him 22.5. Jason's halfbacks did some really good work for him, putting in 37 points there. That was really good. Alex's team really wasn't looking all that great, but Kelsey, like I told you, was the highest scorer on Alex's team. That's 25 points right there, and both their kickers were doing enough to keep it tight and keep it close. So Alex takes a win there. He goes 3-2. Both teams sitting 3-2. Big win for Alex's team there. Moving on to the next matchup. I told you this was going to be a bloodbath. Chris drops 97 points going against Tracy's 137.46. Matt Ryan, 7 points. I mean, you got to get him off your team. That's not a guy you got to have on your team anymore. Just not looking good. Ezekiel Elliott, 24. He should be getting a lot more work going forward now that you got Dalton under center. Tracy gets Dalvin Cook. He gets hurt there. He gets 19 on that one, but she's got the backup this coming weekend. Look at that, Mike Davis. I told you guys, that is probably our waiver wire pick of the year so far. 29.9 points. I know she dropped 58 fab on him, but he's putting in a lot of points here. He's really carrying her team, and Deshaun Watson shows up with a nice 28 points of his own. So Tracy's team's starting to turn over. Like I said, she's wanting to be in the top third. She wins that one. She goes 3-2. Chris's team scores under 100 per usual. And then moving on to our matchup of the week. Two teams that were really fighting. Look at that. 94 for Team Momo Sherry, who needs to update her team name. And then minimum is good enough going with a 104. So that's a 10-point difference for our matchup of the week. Kyler Murray getting 28. Momo just had two people show up really on her team. Thielen with 29. DK Metcalf with 27. That's pretty much it. No one else really showed up when you look at her lineup for that week. Meanwhile, on Frog's team, you had just people getting enough done. Again, nothing amazing with 104 points, but Rojo with 16 and Taylor getting himself 15. It was just enough to win by 10. Hey, he just got over the 100-point threshold. So not really our matchup of the week, but it was a tight matchup. So that is your Week 5 review. Congratulations to the winners. All right, guys, let's get into our standings so far this season. Listen, 1 through 14, let's list them off. Sitting in the top still there, that is Hans Yolo, 5-0, 777 points for. The dude's just scoring points left and right, so he's sitting first. Number 2 spot, you have Make America Gronk again. They are 4-1. Third, minimum is good enough. He's sitting 4-1, a lucky 4-1 if you ask me. Number 4 spot, 2 apples and a lemon cookie. She's 3-2. Number 5 spot, the greatest of all times. He's 3-2. Lynchburg's Lynx sitting 6. He's 3-2, and rounding out the top 7. That is Show Me Your TDs, 585 points for. He is 3-2. All right, so this is your outside the playoff spots right here. Number 8, Drop by the Bell. He's 2-3. You have number 9, that's my team, 2-3. Miles ahead of you. He's climbing up the charts here. He is 2-3 in 10 spot. The Great Chili Cook-Off, who is sinking to the bottom. That's 2-3. He's sitting 11. Women Do It Better, 1-4. Rocky's Red Rocket, he's 1-4. And you got Team Momo Sherry, 0-5, sitting at the bottom. So you got Hanjolo undefeated, and you got Momo defeated, unwinning there. Look at that. Points against for Women Do It Better. 717 points against. She's had some really rough matchups. I mean, her points for ain't looking all that great either, but she's gone against some tough teams and some tough weeks. And then let's call out Alex here. $6 fab left in his wallet. That's not a lot of money. He's sitting 12 on the old waiver wire, so $6 ain't going to carry you too far. His team's not that great, so he's going to have to do some deals to get some money back in his pocket. Anyway, those are your standings. You got Hans Yolo sitting at the top, still perfect on the season. All right, guys, it is the favorite part of the show. Oh, man, this is my favorite spot. All right, so this is the rant line. Let's get into the rant line right now. All right, first caller, let's go. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing, I'm going to have to say. No rants this week. Listen, we got to get you guys on the pod. Let's get you guys participating. Call that Google Voice number. That's our rant line. Go ahead and give it a call this week because it's everybody's favorite part of the show, and you didn't do your part. So next week, hopefully we get some more submissions. I'm excited to get that rant line going again. I'll post a number again, and you just make that call. All right, guys, this is our special guest segment. We're bringing in Commish Kev. We got Kelsey here on the Week 6 pod. We're going to play a little game. This is a little match game. Who is this? We're going to be playing. I got you two matched up against each other. I'm pretty excited to see where you guys come up with answers and how you guys end up doing. So welcome to the pod, guys.
Hey, Chef Dog Millionaire. Yeah, it's great to be here. We're excited.
Yep.
We're excited to play this game. Me against Kelsey. Let's see how it goes.
All right, great. Okay, let's get into this first player. So you're going to tell me who this is. Here we go. Player number 1. He is number 62 overall in our PPR format, coming out of Alabama. This is his 4th season. 2015 Heisman winner, 2019 Pro Bowler. He's averaging 68% of the snaps of the offense right now and 25 carries per game, 376 rushing yards. Here it is. He's 6'3", 275 pounds, and he owns a dog named Nino. Who is it?
I have no idea. You probably know this.
I have a thought.
This is not a good game for me. I'm gonna lose.
Wait, I know. 6'3", 275. That's huge.
That's a
okay,
big name.
I know who that is. I think.
I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I think I'm totally off. Oh.
Okay.
Wait, no, I did not do good.
Are you ready? You want to show your answer first or second? Jameson Winston. You mean Jameis Winston? I went with Derek.
Where's that?
Derek Henry was my answer there. I feel pretty good about it as well. Derek Henry. I mean, he talked about 25 carries per game.
I thought I was talking about snaps.
Well, he did talk about snaps, but also he talked about.
I don't know.
Jameis Winston hasn't even played yet. All right.
My fantasy team sucks. I suck at this. It's just, a whole bunch of suck.
A whole bunch of suck.
All right. Good answer, Kev. Kels, that's a quarterback. I don't even think he's started yet. You missed it on that one. All right. Let's try player 2, Kels. This one's for you. This one's easy. Here we go. Player number 2. Number 9 quarterback. He's got 1,372 passing yards so far with 29 rushing yards. This is his 5th year coming out of California. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler with 44 interceptions so far in his career. Guess what? He was the first overall pick in 2016, and he owns a clothing line called JG16. Who is it?
This is too easy.
I don't know.
Well, you know it's quarterback.
Yeah, I only know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Do you guys know?
What does that spell?
No, I don't know.
Don't look at mine.
I already wrote mine. I'm not gonna cheat. I am now. I don't know.
All right, I went with Derek Carr. Not a bad guess. I went with Jared Goff or King Goffrey.
I went with Derek Carr because I have no idea.
All right.
This is like right up your alley. You know, like all this stupid things.
This is right up my alley.
Damn it.
There you go, Kev. You were right on that one. Kel's close. Derek Carr's not too bad, but I thought that last one would give it away. He wears number 4, not number 16. So anyway, good job, Kev. All right, let's get into player number 3. This one's Kelsey. This is the easiest one, I know for sure. All right, here we go. Player number 3. He is the number 5 wide receiver currently in our PPR format. He's 2nd-year standout coming out of Ole Miss. He's averaging 23.26 yards per catch. Boy, he's down the field. That's some pretty big stuff right there. He has a career 1,396 yards with 12 touchdowns. And he's a promoter of Volcanka Coffee. Who is it?
Do you know this?
I think so.
I don't even know.
Well, you know it's a wide receiver.
Right, but I don't know.
Did you write somebody down? Oh, interesting. Okay. That's an interesting guess. I went with DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, 2nd-year player. Yeah?
You know all this stuff. You listen to it all day. BS.
All right, great job, Kev. 3 for 3. Kelsey, this is a kid's show. You can't do stuff like that on a kid's show. I don't know what you got going on here, but Kev goes 3 for 3 on the players. Who is this? Kelsey, sadly, 0 for 3. Hey, you're performing like your team does. every weekend. So, all right, let me ask you this. I got some other questions here. Who will finish with a better season, Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson? Who you got?
Patrick Mahomes, just because Lamar Jackson's on Kevin's team and his team sucks.
Wow. Okay. Gloves off after losing to me in that trivia game, huh? I'm going to go out on a limb. Maybe Lamar Jackson has more points at the end of the year. But going forward, I think Lamar Jackson has better points per game than Patrick Mahomes for the rest of the season.
You're only saying that because he's on your team, and that's what you hope for.
Maybe wishful thinking. He's got to turn it on. He's got to overcorrect, right? He's underperformed. Now it's time to overperform for the rest of the year.
I don't think that's how it works.
I think so.
It's not how it works.
All right, cool. Good insight there. All right, let me ask you this one. Who will finish with more receptions this Monday? Listen, it's Cowboys versus the Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, right, who's got a new coach, or Amari Cooper, who's got a new quarterback? What are you thinking?
I think this Monday night, no doubt about it, DeAndre Hopkins is going to have more receptions than Amari Cooper. He's been a PPR machine. He's getting crazy targets. Amari Cooper's been down a little bit recently. I'm going to go Hopkins.
I'm going to pick the same. Amari Cooper doesn't really have a good quarterback anymore, unfortunately.
That is very unfortunate for him.
What do you call him? The ginger?
The Red Rifle.
Yeah, the Red
Rocket.
So
the Red Rocket, maybe, huh?
Who knows? I don't know. The Cowboys, they don't have much hope now.
Yeah, that's true. And the Cowboys' defense is absolutely terrible. So it's got to be Hopkins.
Whew. You're really attacking my Cowboys team right now, and I don't think you guys are going to be getting on the next pod. All right, let me ask you. This is the last one. Here we go. Give me your 6 Degrees team that's currently not in the playoff 7, but will be at the end of the season. Can't be your team.
The playoff team that I think could get in, that is currently outside the top 7, I'm going to go Robbie Bishop and drop the ball. I mean, right now, he's got a really great quarterback in Josh Allen who is just killing it. He's been using his backup running backs that are keeping him afloat. And then he's got Mike Evans and Robert Woods. Mike Evans, touchdown machine. Robert Woods, PPR machine. I mean, his team is pretty solid. And CeeDee Lamb has been amazing as well. Now, you've got Le'Veon Bell, who hasn't even used all year long, going to come on to a better offense, better situation. Of course, he's splitting time. But I think he could easily be the Kareem Hunt to the Nick Chubb in the Kansas City offense. There's going to be enough touchdowns to go around. Love Bell, arrow up. I'm going Robbie's team is going to make the playoffs.
I'm going to go with my little brother's team, Danny. I think Danny had a really good week against Kevin, and it seems like his old guys just needed a bunch of games to get going, and now they're all going off. He's got Todd Gurley and Julio Jones who are just exploding, and then also Derrick Henry is just an insane beast.
That some good points there. Good points.
Don't be condescending.
Wow, interesting there. So you got Rob for Kevin, and she's going family on this one. Danny Mays for Kelsey. Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys recording, getting on the pod. I like that Kennedy got on the pod. That's some really funny stuff there. Really appreciate it, guys. So thanks again for getting on the pod. You guys got anything else you want to add?
The only other thing I'd close with is, although it hasn't been a great season for the Mulvaneys here, combined 2-8, anything that has happened so far can easily happen in reverse. I'm confident that we're going to turn it around and at least be competitive for the rest of the season. There's no way that, at least for myself, there's no way I'm going to be the loser of the Loser Bowl. So I still plan on making the playoffs.
I think we're just going to suck the rest of the year, and it's just going to be a shitty weekend after shitty weekend.
There's a chance of that as well.
All right, great. So that was our special segment here. Thanks to the Mulvaneys for jumping on and moving on. All right, it is that special time. We're going to talk about that League Cup date. We are 3 weeks into our group stages. 4 to go. So let's look at week 3 here. You had TDs dropping to Miles. Miles ahead of you, wins 146 to 125. Saved by the Bell going 130 against Team Momo. She drops. She loses there. The Great Chili Cook-Off, he had a bye. Lucky him, under 100 points. Look at Lynchburg Lynx, 122, greatest of all times, 113. That's a double loss for the greatest of all times. He ain't the greatest anymore. So that's Group A. Looking at Group B right now, you had Sensimon taking the win there. Look at that, 137 for myself. Make America Gronk again, 126. Rocky's Red Rocket, he beats Women Do It Better right there, 127 to 73. Hans Yolo with a bye week there. His points don't count. And then you had 2 apples and a lemon cookie. She gets 137. Minimum is good enough. He's going with 104.8. So those are your week 3 scores. Let's see what that looks like here in the standings. Look at that, Group A. This is your top 4 with miles ahead of you climbing. Look at that. Saved by the Bell, he's 3-0. Lynchburg Lynx, he's 3-0. Miles ahead of you climbing the charts. He's 1-1. Look at Show Me Your TDs. He is 1-1 as well. And then you had some other teams there in the bottom 3. Looking at Group B here, you have 2 apples and a lemon cookie. She's 3-0. Hans Yolo, he's 2-0. Sensimon, hey, I'm 2-0. And you got Frog's team, who is 1-2. So Group B looking like the softer group out of the 2. And again, our surprise right here, Miles ahead of you. He's climbing the charts. He is our reigning champion for this League Cup. So we'll see if he can repeat here, folks. All right, let's go into week 4. Who are you playing against? This is Group A. Saved by the Bell going against TDs. Miles ahead of you in the little brother battle going against the Great Chili Cook-Off. We have Team Momo going against Lynchburg Leaks. And the greatest of all times, he's on a bye this week. Looking at Group B, you have Women Do It Better going against Sensimon. Make America Gronk again, he's going against Hans Yolo. Those are the top 2 teams there in our league so far. Rocky's Red Rocket, he's going against Frog. And 2 apples and a lemon cookie. She is on a bye. That's your week 4. Hey, this is your League Cup date. Hope you guys are enjoying it. All right, we are getting into our week 6 matchups right now. Man, we got some really good matchups going on. All right, so looking at last week, I went 3-4. I don't think we had a winner, but I didn't really look. I'm just assuming nobody won. 19-16 so far on the season is my picks right now. Listen, with no winners this week, you got $60 on the line. You picked the right winners. And so let's look at them right here. We're going to start with my matchup, of course. And you got Sensimon going against the powerhouse of 2 apples and a lemon cookie. Listen, I'm getting Cam Newton back. That's some pretty exciting stuff. Deshaun Watson has been hit or miss. But if I win this game, it's not going to be by much because you got Madison, who's going to kill it when it comes to how many points he scores against Atlanta. You got Mike Davis, who's looking at projected at 19 points as it is. My wide receivers is what's going to carry my team. It's going to be Newton that gets all the points on my team. So I'm going to take my team in this one. But if I win it, it is not going to be by much. So mark it to Chef Dog there. Looking at the next matchup here. Look at this, college roommates. Rocky's Red Rocket going against the greatest of all times. Rocky's Red Rocket needs a win big time. He needs it bad after dropping to the really soft team of miles ahead of you. So the greatest of all time, he talked a lot of trash last week. We'll see if he can actually back it up with a win this week. You got Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. Look at that, quarterback 1 and quarterback 2 going against each other. This is some exciting stuff here. David Montgomery there on Kevin's side. He's projected to get a lot of points. You got Moore going against Chicago and Chanel going against Detroit. Hey, there's a lot of good matchups on both sides right now. On Zach's side, you got James Conner going against Cleveland, and you got Edelman going against Denver. Listen, those are my 2 standout guys that you can look at right now. Defenses are going to wash on points. Kevin still ride the Zane Gonzalez train. I like Rocky's Red Rocket in this one. I think Zach's team's going down. Kevin's team's going up. And so that's where you're going to see Rocky's Red Rocket win this one. Moving on to the next matchup, you got Han Jolo going against Make America Gronk again. Look at this, 5-0 team going against a 4-1 team. This is our 1 versus 2 battle. This is our matchup of the week right here. I'm calling it right now, matchup of the week. You got Tannehill, though, starting for Hangiolo. Wow, what a escape there for Mark's team with Wilson on the bench. You got Rodgers coming back from his bye. That's where you might see the difference here, folks. Tannehill versus Rodgers. Mixon has been hit or miss. I don't like him. Mostert's not looking too great. But you got Hopkins and Smith-Schuster on Mark's team. That's pretty solid right there. Kareem Hunt, Galladay, Kittle. I mean, right now you can't pick against them. I'm taking Andy's team in this one, Hangiolo. He's just got a powerhouse on his team, and they score so many points that it doesn't matter what the quarterback puts up. So, sorry, Mark, you're going to go 4-2. I see Andy's team going 6-0. Moving on to the next matchup. This is like an in-law battle, I guess, if you can count it. You got the 2-3 miles ahead of you going against the 2-3 drop by the bell. Hey, we're streaming quarterbacks again. Fitzpatrick there on miles ahead of his team. But look at that. King Henry projected at 19 points. He's got Todd Gurley and Julio Jones, they got a new coach in there. So we're going to see a lot and see what happens there. But Josh Allen putting up 25 in projections as well. I don't like Singletary. I don't like Gaskin. And CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he's got a quarterback that we just don't know what's going on. So I like miles ahead of you on this one. I think he wins it by 15 points. He's going to win it by a good amount. He's going to go 3-3. Rob's team drops to 2-4. His team's going into the tank a little bit here. Moving on to the next matchup, you got Women Do It Better. She's 1-4 going against Show Me Your TDs. Boy, Women Do It Better. She's been dealt a rough hand. She just lost a quarterback. She's throwing in Minshew right now. Hines. I mean, I'm just struggling to. Nothing looks good on her team. She scored 74 points last week. That's not a whole lot of points. Meanwhile, on Alex's team, Roethlisberger is going against Cleveland. That's a very QB-friendly defense there. So Roethlisberger should put up some points. He's going to throw in Claypool, who's throwing him the ball? Roethlisberger. So any catch or any touchdown, that's getting double points right there. And we saw what he did last week with 4 touchdowns. It was pretty crazy. Buccaneers defense going against Green Bay doesn't really matter. And she's got a team called Football Team on her defense. So that's pretty exciting there. Anyway, it's pretty easy here. You're going to take Alex to win this one, even though he's under projection. Kelsey's team just ain't looking good. She's going 1-5. Alex's team takes the win. Lynchburg Lynx going against Minimum is Good Enough. This is our 2 versus 3 battle. Some pretty cool. 3 versus 5 battle we got going on here. Look at Kyler Murray going against Tom Brady. Kyler Murray is a Monday night going against Dallas. That defense is weak. You're going to see a lot of points coming out of Kyler Murray. Rojo, he should be getting a lot of points as well. Valdez Scantling on Jason's team. Hey, that's a soft Tampa Bay defense. He should see some points there. And then when you're looking at the flex position, you got Lindsey going against Burkhead. This isn't going to be that exciting of a matchup between these two, but I like Jason to win it. He's going to go 4-2. He's going to win it by like 5 or 6 points. Nothing crazy. Moving down to the matchup that no one's ever going to pay attention to. This is Team Momo, 0-5, going against the Great Chili Cook-Off, who should be 0-5. What's Matt Ryan going to do? We have no clue. He's got a new coach. We'll see what happens. Elliott's going to get a lot more touches. We definitely see that happening right now, but they're going to stack the box. They're going to prevent Elliott from getting the big chunk yards that he's going to need. And you got Calvin Ridley, who hasn't shown up since week 4. I'm not sure if he's the same guy anymore. Meanwhile, on Team Momo, she's throwing Danny Dimes out there. Yikes. She's got Thielen, who should get her a lot of points. But other than that, it doesn't look all that exciting. I like Team Momo to get her first win in this one. She's going 1-5. Great Chili Cook-Off. He is who he is. It's a losing team. He drops to 2-4. Hey, that's your Week 6 preview there. All right, guys, it is our second dose of Commish Kev right here. It's our sharp bets. Kev, take it away.
Hey, League. It's your Commish Kev here with the sharp pick of the week. I know I missed last week, but you know what? This week coming back strong. I say put some money on Tampa Bay money line. They're currently a 1-point dog against Green Bay. Take a money line, and you're going to be making even money on that bet. Both teams are coming off long weeks, rested up. But for Tampa Bay, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are both playing. Tampa and Tom, they got their offense back to full strength. Take Tampa, win some money, and then go buy yourself something nice.
All right, thanks, Kev. Hey, that's our sharp bets. Guys, this is our Week 6 podcast. Some pretty exciting stuff went down this week. I think we got some really good matchups this week. I hope you guys enjoy Monday Night Football, Cardinals versus the Cowboys. That's some pretty exciting stuff right there. Anyway, we're going to cut it short. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good football Sunday, Monday. Talk to you guys later.